Well, this ought to be interesting. We got a little tiny knife with an international flavor. It's produced in China by an American company with a New Zealand name. It's the Spyderco Kiwi. I've had this one in the collection for, gosh, I think a little better than a year. Recently did a little work on it. Can you spot that work? Thought I'd get it out and talk about it a little bit on a beautiful Labor Day in Northeast Indiana. Stick with me, guys. Hi gang, Rob here. It is the evening of 1 September 2014, Labor Day evening. And I was just at the sharpening bench and doing a little work on my Spyderco Kiwi. And I thought I would do a quick video, just give you guys who aren't familiar with this knife a little tour of it. Actually, I was applying a little paracord, or I'm sorry, a little tether cord lanyard to the knife because it's kind of tiny. And it's nice to have a little reference point for the pinky. But I wanted to tell you a little bit about this nice little novelty Spyderco, bigger than their Bug series. And this is its original all stainless version. It's coming out in some more expensive and frankly better versions this year. But this is kind of the original Kiwi, with its all stainless steel handle construction. It is a slip joint knife. That little forward finger choil makes a really nice not only gripping point, but also a place where you can hold the knife during closing. It doesn't have a half stop, but just lets you close it partially, then reorient the knife and flick it closed with your index finger. Not a one-handed opener, even with a spider hole. I mean, I can't really... It's a really powerful back spring. You guys might be able to do it, but I can't unless I do this. Oh. Oh. Sometimes I can Spidey drop it, but not with the close confines of this camera area. But it can be done if you've got a pretty good swing and a pretty good wrist snap. So what do we got here? I think the handle is 420 J2, which is pretty standard liner material. The blade is constructed of, let's see if we can pick it up, Chinese 8CR13 MOV steel. And I believe our made in China laser etch is right here. Blade stock looks to be, what, not quite an eighth. And then it is hollow ground, a very small radius hollow grind with an atrocious plunge grind. So as you can see, my plunge grind issues have been eliminated with a rather huge sharpening notch. And guys, it took every bit of that to get to eliminate the dramatically thickening, horrendously ground factory edge. And then I did apply sort of my normal geometry, 15 degrees per side, secondary bevel with a little 19-degree micro. And you can see how broad it is. This for such a small knife, let me wipe the blade here. For such a small knife, really well suited for super fine work like opening letters and easy slicing. The grind really does not suit the knife, and these more current versions that are coming out in better steels with better handle materials are full flat ground, which really, that's what this blade should be. Perhaps I should have reground it. I haven't yet. I might still. The blade is 2 7/16 inches long, which is from the handle to the tip. The handle is 3 5/16, 5 3/4 overall length. Pretty tiny little knife, considering it is a full 4-finger grip if you're in that forward choil. The cutting edge just shy of 2 inches, and that's as I have reground it. But that's all you're going to get an effective cutting edge, even if you don't do what I did, which was remove this big wedge of steel. I think it cuts. Let's see. Pretty cool little EDC blade. I kind of wouldn't mind having one of these more expensive Kiwis. But see, even with its rather abrupt hollow grind, put the right edge on it and it cuts pretty well. This knife was a gift from Toad Sticker. I think in the first sharpening he sent me, he threw this little guy in. And it sat and sat and sat, and I didn't use it much. And one day, a couple months ago, I thought, well, you know, if I fix that edge, maybe I'll carry that thing. And then when I got the edge where it was really, really wonderful, I thought, you know, if I just had something to get a hold of, to pull that thing out of a pocket, and this is a knife you don't need to carry in a slip, just give you something to grab. So I thought a little orange tether cord lanyard would look good. I gotta say, although it's got really one heck of a strong back spring, which makes it an extremely safe slip joint, not only is your index finger keeping it from folding on you, but just the strength of the spring itself makes it a really safe slip joint. But although the string is really strong, the action, the walk and talk, quite good. You know, that blade is not super pinched in that pivot, you can see. Coming open and coming closed, it really does so with authority. $22, guys, on eBay for one of these. What I think another thing that made me kind of get this out to show it to you is that our buddy One All's Pub recently picked up a cold steel Tough Light, which is another knife that's sort of big on handle and short on Wharncliffe blade. A little lightweight, fine utility knife. I don't know that this knife is as robust as the Mini Tough Light, but sure is a cool looking little blade, isn't it? And of course, this knife has been lying there waiting for me, sort of in dormancy, waiting for my Wharncliffe period to start. And oh yes, my Wharncliffe period has started. So, and no end in sight, by the way. And here's one of them. Thought you guys would like to see it. Grace to you and peace, my friends, from God our Father and the Lord Jesus Christ. And remember, the Word and my little Kiwi are sharp.